Hey guys, thanks for coming on the show. This is going to be a fantastic panel, the slot floor. And the slot floor in our industry has been sacred, right? We've had it one way, we look at it one way, but the pandemic came and kind of shifted everything. So, Bruce, what did the pandemic show us? How did it affect everything on that floor?
Actually, quite a bit. And it's nice to join you and Craig today. It's nice to be in such a fantastic company. We have a compact, just signed a new compact last year that allows us to go up to 2,250 Class 3 games. We reimagined the whole casino and did a big renovation as we were signing that compact a couple of years ago, built for 2,250 games. And we got up to about 2,100 and had plans to go on for some more. And obviously the pandemic hit. And we actually started by taking 1,000 games off the floor. And what we found over time is we're really just bringing them back slowly. I think we're up to about 1,800 now. And we've really taken a whole new look, not only at the casino floor, but at the entire operation. You know, we all took seats out of our restaurants. We haven't brought those back. It's really a new type of casino customer. And Tino, you've heard me describe this before, how we look at a slot floor, basically like as we look at seating on an airline, where we don't know anybody in the world who's ever, oh, can I have the middle seat? I want to reserve the middle seat. So it is amazing on these banks of 5 or 3, when you take one game off, all of a sudden you have created 4 aisle seats instead of 3 middle seats and 2 aisle seats. So by doing that, not only is the whole casino opened up, and we actually took the games off the floor, didn't take them out of order. So the sight lines, people like seeing, you know, through the games, through the banks. And right now we're in no big hurry to go above that 1,800 or so. And they're all the games that people want. You know, I don't know about Craig. None of us, I don't think, have the wallet to buy 2,000 brand new games. So there's always some games that are less popular. And then you put the best games in the best places. Well, now we have only the best games. Those last 400 games were not the most played. They were kind of just there. And I think years ago, we always learned more is better on a casino floor, and we're just not finding that to be the case. Room is better, restaurants, table games, and slots. So it's a whole new way to look at it, and our guests are responding. Business has been very well here in Southern California.
So Greg, you guys were building a casino. So you kind of had the opportunity to reassess, right? It was a little bit different than having the casino there and then reassessing.
Exactly, Tino. We had the unique opportunity that we were not yet in our expansion. Our expansion opened in November, which of course was one of the heights of the pandemic. So our main concern, as we've talked about on the show before, was the safety and security of our team members and guests through that process. So following guidelines, we had spacing between our machines, as Bruce kind of outlined as well. Just tried to open up some sight lines. You're going into an expansion and you have a certain set of assumptions about number of machines you're going to have, and then revenue per device, all the metrics that we certainly all follow. And kind of, as Bruce alluded to, it really turned it on its ear in terms of how you started to think about the floor. Better spacing, more room for guests, more room for walking, better sight lines. All of those things came into play, and it really, really focused us in the organization. Our slot team did an amazing job in terms of slot selection, how they did the analysis to determine what machines we needed more of, what machines we needed less of, and then, of course, how those were bundled on the floor, which banks went where, all to kind of create a really great experience for our guests. So, as Bruce said, it's not about jamming every machine into every nook and cranny on the floor anymore. It's really about giving the guest the experience they want, and not being in a rush to try and add machines to the floor has been beneficial so far. I think our market here in Colorado is doing very, very well, but also because as we see now, the pandemic's not completely over. I probably saw more masks on the floor this past week than I had in the last couple months. As the new variant kind of spreads through, so people are a little bit more concerned and they don't want to be jammed in. And we have that reputation now of being a safe and secure place to play, particularly while you're wearing a mask. So guests still feel comfortable coming in. So long-winded answer to say, I think a lot of these changes are here to stay because the guest has spoken. The guest has spoken, and this is what they want.
Bruce, it seems like less is more now. We have less people in the casinos. We're catering more to the higher end or VIP audience. We have less slots. We have less tables in our restaurant. Is this the wave of the future for operators, is to think a little bit more outside of the box than the way we used to think before?
Absolutely. I think Craig hit it on the head. I look at all industries. I just try to look at that. And it caught me a little bit by surprise when the Raiders moved to Vegas and they're spending $2 billion and they're at 65,000 seats. All of us who are sports fans remember you got to build a new stadium with 100,000, 110, 120,000. So I take some of the clues from that. The Chargers obviously moved out of where we are in San Diego and they're building the field for San Diego State, the college team. And they're building a 30,000 seat stadium. They're building what is needed and not to cram everybody in. Their seats are a little bit wider. So I think this is not only unique to our industry, I think it's going on everywhere. People do not want to feel crowded in. And as Craig alluded to, these regional markets where we all are making a living are doing very, very well. And people do spend a little bit more time on the machines. And that's all our business is about. We all know the percentages are very, very small. And it's how much time do people play? And they like a more spacious restaurant. And they just like wider aisles. And, the difference between a 12-inch aisle and a 24-inch aisle is bigger than people realize. And they like light coming into the casinos now. The days of the old dark casinos, the 110-seat Coliseums, where I think the first Super Bowl was in 110,000 seats, and now the one 60 years later will be in Vegas in front of 65,000 people. So I think there's trends all over the industry. Again, the short answer is I do believe this is here to stay.